gastronomic sense. If you observe the natural cycle of the body, you will find there is something called a mandala. A mandala is a cycle of 40 to 48 days that the human system goes through. In every cycle, there will be 3 days on which your body does not need food. If you are conscious of how your body functions, you will become aware that on a particular day the body does not require food. Without effort, you can go without food on that day. Even dogs and cats have this awareness. On a particular day, they often choose not to eat. The day the system says no food is a clean-up day. Since most people are not aware of which day their body should go without food, the day of Ekadashi was fixed in the Indian calendar. Ekadashi is the 11th day of the lunar segment and recurs every 14 days. It is traditionally regarded as the day to fast. If some people are unable to go without food because their activity levels demand it, or if they do not have the appropriate spiritual practice to support it, they can opt to go on a fruit diet. If you force yourself to fast without preparing your body and mind sufficiently, you will only cause damage to your health. But if your body, mind and energy are properly prepared with the necessary practices, then fasting can be of much benefit to you. People who are constantly on nicotine and caffeine will find fasting can become very difficult. So before fasting, prepare the body by consuming the right kind of nourishment, particularly high water content foods like fruits and vegetables. It may not be a good thing for everybody to fast, but it has many benefits if it is done with proper understanding. The entire aim and endeavor of yoga is to open up the cocoon of the physical body to the larger sensory body where you experience everything as a part of you. Fasting is an extension of this logic. It is a way of nourishing yourself without any active ingestion. It may be done as a detoxification process nowadays, but this is an internal rationale. This is why every spiritual tradition in the world has fixed a certain period of fasting for its adherents. In the yogic tradition, fasting period was fixed according to the lunar cycle. This is because your ability to assimilate energy from water, air and sunlight is greater on certain days of the lunar cycle. In some religions, the fasting period was fixed in peak summer when the consumption of water and sun by the human system would naturally be high. My great-grandmother, a wonderful old woman, often considered eccentric by those who didn't know any better, would frequently give away her food to ants and sparrows. Tears of bliss would be streaming down her face as she did this. People around her kept saying, "Why don't you eat, you old woman?" She'd simply reply, "I am full." But all those self-appointed advisers died a long time before she did. She lived on and died at the incredible age of 113. My mother used to do this as well. Every day before she ate her breakfast, she would take one handful of it and go looking for ants to feed. Only then would she eat. This has been a tradition among the women folk in many families. An ant is the smallest living entity you can see around you and most inconsequential organism you can think of. So for that very reason, you feed it first. You make an offering not to the gods or to other celestial creatures, but to the smallest creature you know. This planet belongs as much to them as it belongs to you. You understand that every creature on this planet has the same right to live as you have. This awareness can help create a conducive atmosphere, mentally and physically, for the consciousness to grow. Just a simple act like this loosens you from your identification with the physical body. As you become less of a body, your awareness of the other dimensions of who you are naturally becomes enhanced. When you are very hungry, all your body wants to do is eat. Just wait for 2 minutes. You will find that it will make a big difference. When you're very hungry, you are the body. Give it a little space and suddenly you are not just a body. Gautama, the Buddha, went to the extent of saying, when you are badly in need of food, if you give away your food to somebody else, you will become stronger. I am not going that far with you, I am only saying just wait a few minutes. It will definitely leave you stronger. If you are very compulsive about food, it is good to miss one meal consciously. Try doing this on a day when you're particularly hungry and some of your favorite dishes are being cooked. Try skipping a meal. This is not to torture yourself. This is just to become free from the torture chamber that your body can very easily become. What kind of food you eat, how much you eat, how you eat, turning it from a compulsive pattern into a conscious process, this is the essence of fasting. Sadhana. Just experiment. Start with 25% natural, uncooked or live food, fruit or vegetables, today, and slowly push it up to 100% in about 4 to 5 days. Stay there for a day or two, and again cut it down by 10% in another 5 days. You will reach 50% raw food, 50% cooked food. This is ideal for most people who wish to be active for 16 to 18 hours a day. Remember, if you eat cooked food, it may take you 15 minutes to eat a meal. If you eat raw food, you take a little more time to eat the same quantum of food because you have to chew a little more. But the nature of the body is such that after 15 minutes, the body will tell you that your meal is over. So people tend to eat much less and lose weight. All it takes is being a little more conscious of how much you are eating. Restlessness to restfulness. The fact that you sleep at night makes some difference between your mornings and evenings. What is making the difference is the level of relaxation that sleep brings. If you could remain relaxed while performing all the activity of the day, you would be about the same in the evening in terms of energy and enthusiasm as you were in the morning. If you wake up fresh, that is a good beginning, but slowly through the day, as your relaxation levels come down, you gradually start feeling stressed. Stress is not because of work. This is important to remember. Everybody thinks their job is stressful. No job is stressful. There are many jobs that could present challenging situations. There could be nasty bosses, insecure colleagues, emergency rooms, impossible deadlines, or you might even find yourself in the middle of a war zone. But these are not inherently stressful. It is your compulsive reaction to the situations in which we are placed that causes stress. Stress is a certain level of internal friction. One can easily lubricate the inner mechanism with some amount of inner work and awareness. So it is your inability to handle your own system that is stressing you out. On some level, you do not know how to handle your body, mind and emotions. That is the problem. How then do you keep your system free of stress so that you remain in the same level of enthusiasm, relaxation and happiness whether it is morning or evening? An average person's pulse rate on an empty stomach would be in the 70s or even 80s. For a person doing the right type of meditative practice, you will find that the pulse rate would range between 30s and 40s. Even after a good lunch, it would stay in the 50s. This is just one parameter that indicates the level of restfulness that your body is experiencing moment to moment.